Hello everybody and welcome to the first episode of the League on Wheels podcast. My name is Andy Walker and unfortunately we've had a little bit of bad news with my co-host Tom Oates, who has been taken ill just before we started recording this podcast. But I am being joined by our guest still, and he doesn't really need any introduction, the face of Wheelchair Rugby League, Tom Halliwell.
I won't go that far, but...
I don't know, so I think we're seeing, even though you're injured at the minute, we're still seeing you on all the posters and everything else. I
think that's just a good-looking face, that's why.
Best of a bunch, best of a bad bunch.
Yeah, best of a bad bunch.
Well, thanks for coming along anyway, Tom, first episode. Obviously, we wanted to go big and go hard straight in.
That's fine, absolute pleasure.
Absolutely, thank you very much. So, obviously, I think we've started this podcast at quite a good time. For me, it feels like that Wheelchair Rugby League is going in a really big direction this year, and 2025 does feel that way to me. You've been in the sport a lot longer than I have. What do you think? How we're getting on at the minute?
It just seems each year we're taking one big step at a time and not trying to sort of, pardon the pun, we're not trying to run before we can walk. Yeah. We're just trying to find our path and lead on to the right direction, and that comes from the top to lead us where we need to be in. I know straight after I woke up, I was like, right, we need to do this, we need to reach for the stars, we need to do that. And it's like, no, you need to calm down a bit, figure out where you're actually at, and then we'll go from there and move forward. And I think with all the participation, obviously, and all the new clubs coming in, like Batley yourselves, and then everyone else coming in, and there's so many different teams and new players coming in now, compared to when I first started. I never even pictured this happening right now. So, yeah, we're in quite a privileged position, and just means that I've got more people trying to chase after me at England, which is all good. I love the competition. Makes me a better player, and makes the whole country better, and the whole Wheelchair Rugby League better as a whole. So, yeah, I'm absolutely loving where the sport's going, and just stuff like this, with podcasts like this, trying to reach out to a wider audience. I think it's massive for everyone, really. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that was the direction we wanted to go in. We wanted to get the awareness out there. As soon as people are aware of Wheelchair Rugby League, they're hooked.
Oh, 100%.
Let's be quite honest. Everybody, nobody's looked at it and gone, nah, it's never happened. But
I've literally never, like when I've played or people come down to a training session, that no one ever says they don't like it. They always say they love it, or they go, oh, sorry, it's just too physical for me. I'm more than happy just watching it, but being involved a bit like, oh, no. But yeah, no one turns away and doesn't like it or doesn't want to be involved. I think that's something that it draws people in with I think the stories that people have, how ferocious it is and how skillful it is. I think it just draws people in, and it's a direct copy of rugby league as well, so people fall in love with it through that as well. So yeah, for me it's the best sport in the world. So
I think I've got to agree with you for that as well. I mean, I've always been a massive rugby league fan. The running game, I played the running game, and I would aware of Wheelchair Rugby League being a sport, but only, like a lot of people, only took real notice after the World Cup. Yeah. And everybody in the country were Wheelchair Rugby League mad then, weren't they?
Oh, yeah.
I think when a lot of people think wheelchair rugby, they think the murder ball, that round ball. It doesn't really look like rugby, if you know what I mean. So when we're playing with a rugby ball, and we're playing to similar rules to rugby league, as in 6 tackles, turnover, kick. That's what people don't realise what they're getting to. Yeah,
well, that's the question what we sort of get all the time when we're out in new places or trying to promote the sport, or my mates try and speak to me about it who haven't seen it before. They're just like, oh yeah, you're in Paralympics, aren't you? Yeah. And I'm like, no, that's a different one. That's one murder ball, one wheelchair rugby. It's the wrong one, the different one. But then you get them to watch it on YouTube, and they're like, oh my god, yeah, you're right, it is like rugby league. You're using a proper ball, you're actually doing proper tackles, ball goes backwards and all that sort of thing. But yeah, it's one of those where you have to like smile politely and be like, oh, sorry, no, it's not that one.
Close, but
yeah. But you get used to it after a while, and you just have to remember they don't know, so you just like, even though I probably get it hundreds of times that question, it's just one of those things where you're just like, no, it's not that one. It's look on YouTube and have a quick gander and have a look on there, and you'll see what it is.
Absolutely. Have a look on YouTube, League on Wheels coming soon. Right. Do you keep an eye on, from your Eddie Heights in the Super League, do you keep an eye on where everybody else is and what people are doing, look at results everywhere?
As a player, when I'm playing, yeah, I like to keep a look at everything, and I want to see what team's doing well, what teams are doing all right, what teams are doing bad, what needs improvement. But obviously I'm injured at the moment, so I don't like to take a look at. I feel quite jealous because everyone's playing and then I can't. But no, I do keep an eye on it. I probably don't know all the results or everything like that, but yeah, I do keep an eye on the lower leagues or everything that's going on because I love the sport and I just want to know what goes on, really.
Yeah, well, we'll go through a few results for you tonight. So that's what we're going to do. We'll do a bit of a results review whenever we start this podcast as well. So, Regional South League, Gravesend Dynamite. You'll know them, won't you, Gravesend?
Yeah.
They have been a very good team for a long time. They've managed to stay at the top of their table. Well, I think they're 2 or 3 games in now, but they managed to beat Woodlands Warriors 75-6. A bit of a kicking for Woodlands Warriors, but they're going out and they're playing. They're getting out there, playing the games out there, even if...
That's the only way you learn.
Absolutely. We are seeing a few matches getting called off by sides being unable to put a team out. And it's a bit of a sad affair, the 24-0s, but I'd much rather see a match go ahead rather than a 24-0 when matches don't go ahead. Also in the Regional South, Brentwood Eels, they managed to get a good win against Medway Dragons, 60 points to 14.
Oh,
That's not a bad result that against Medway. I think have Medway lost a few of their players though, I think to Roosters, do we?
I think they've had obviously with the Roosters formed, that was the Super League side, so I think the players that was at Medway before that were good enough to play for the Roosters have gone to the Roosters, but Medway have always sort of still been aside and just been playing and getting people involved in the sport, which is a good sign, but obviously they don't have the players what they used to have.
Yeah, it's a bit more of a feeder team, maybe.
Possibly, yeah.
And over to Championship West, brand new team in Championship West, Salford Red Devils. And it's good to see a Salford side. Well, like we said earlier, any new side, Salford, it's good to see Salford. I think they're yet to pick up their first win this weekend. They played against Warrington Wolves and lost 38-18. Don't seem a bad score for a brand new side, really, that does it?
No, not too bad, really, when Warrington have been going around for quite a while and, well, meant to be in Super League coming in next year, but yeah, not a bad result, and you just got to keep clawing away, and they'll get that win. You just got to keep going at it, and you'll get there.
I think they've got a strong leader. They've got a player coach, Anthony Dave Abel, very knowledgeable of the game and knows what he's doing. Hopefully, he can grasp them where they are. Crusaders and Rochdale sounds like a really good game. At half time, it was 26-20 in the favour of Crusaders, finishing 38-34. Sounds like a match for that one.
Humdinger, that, isn't it? Absolutely.
I wish I'd have seen that one. If we weren't busy playing our game against Batley Bulls, I think we'd have gone and watched that one. So it sounds like a really good game. Crusaders, another really good side. Runners up in Challenge Trophy this year.
Yeah, they've got international players playing in that team. So they're very, very, very good side and been together for quite a while. So they'll have that connection on and off the pitch. So I think that'll do them well whilst playing, and obviously probably got them through and got them that win at the weekend.
Absolutely. And then over at Championship East, the two new sides were playing this weekend, Castleford Tigers and Batley Bulldogs. Castleford Tigers have gone in and put a 60 points to 10 win over OKR. Obviously, Castleford are a brand new side, but they have some quality signings.
Well, me and Nathan Collins and Josh Butler went across to one of their first early sessions just to help them out and see where they're going. And yeah, we weren't needed really.
They knew exactly where they were going.
We turned up and it was probably one of the best. It probably is the best start-up session I've been to, with the quality and skill on show and all that sort of thing. And we literally wasn't needed at all really. So yeah, they've got some great players. Probably some of them could be Super League standard and can play in there. But it's nice to see them doing well, and it's nice to see one cast team doing well. Obviously, being a Leeds fan, half of my family support Cass as well. They've got that bit of banter and rivalry there. So at least one cast side's doing well.
Well, it looks like they could have a really strong side this week. They won the Challenge Trophy as well a few weeks ago, and they did it in absolute style as well. I don't know if you saw the result.
Yeah, it's nice to have a new name on that trophy as well.
I think so. The only two teams on the trophy for such a long time.
So it's lovely to see a new team on there, and it shows that it is a winnable competition, and it's not just the same old people winning it again. And having Cass on there, it shows the platform for the likes of Batley, York. Anyone really out there that's new, it's like, right, that's winnable, is that trophy.
Yeah, they're definitely going to give us some food for thought at Castleford Tigers this year. And probably their biggest rivals in the Championship East, Bradford Bulls, Batley Bulldogs. That's in my side, Batley Bulldogs. We played them at home on Saturday, losing 87 points to 20. And they've been putting 100 on other sides all the way through. But they've scored 287 points in 3 games of Bradford Bulls. I think Kieran is looking awesome.
Johnson,
Kieran Johnson at the minute is looking really awesome. He's got a really good team around him as well to play off him. What can you say? He's probably Super League standard. Is Kieran? He played in a grand final last year for Halifax against us, the Rhinos. But I think Bradford's his club. It's where he grew up supporting and who he grew up playing for and all that. So it's good to see Bradford playing well. And the building. Well, they've had a solid squad for a couple of years now, and I know Rob Hawkins helps out coaching there, so they've got some really good coaching behind them and really good players there as well. So hopefully we can see them in Super League and participating there at the highest level, which will bring back the Leeds Bradford derby. So I'm all for that. I'd love that. But yeah, it's just nice to see those teams playing well and putting points on because it's just good for the sport. Absolutely. I think Bradford Bulls do seem to have the formula there as well, all the way through from the management down to playing staff. Like you say, with Rob Hawkins coaching, I think he's only coaching the development side as well, if I'm right.
Oh, is he?
I think it's the second team on the development side, and I think Kieran's taking control of the first team, I think. But I think the setup they've got there at minute, they would definitely be a contender for Super League when that time comes around again. Speaking of coaching...
Oh, yeah.
Is that something that you've been doing a little bit of maybe while you've been out of the game?
Got asked. Well, I was just going to sit the year out pretty much and just train on my own on the side and watch from the outside in. Simo and Tom Coyle at England both said they value my opinion quite a lot and they respect what I bring to the team, even as just not playing. They want me around and want me to be a part of the setup at Rhinos and England. So as soon as I knew that they wanted me there to help out and facilitate, I just grabbed it with both hands. So I'm coaching it. Rhinos now. I'm now the assistant to the assistant. So that's sort of the role I've got. But no, it's weird because as a player, you only see things as a player point of view. But when you're out and you stood on the sidelines and you're watching in from a coach's point of view, you get to see so much more. And I've probably learnt so much already from when I go back that I can already bring to my game and probably take my game to the next level really from doing this. And it's only been a couple of months since we've been back. And then England, it's been helping out the futures and helping out people coming in and getting into that setup and just helping people out and sharing my experience and what I know with people coming through and trying to take the England shirt, which I really want to do. I really want to. Well, this is what England want to do. They want to create a place where you're welcome and you're more than you can be yourself. And I think that's what we've done in the past ever since before the World Cup when Tom got the role. You're welcome here, and we're going to create a game plan. We're going to create a team where you are welcome and you can express yourself and just be yourself really. And I think that's one of the reasons why we've been so successful. And I just want to carry on that legacy and do that, whether it's playing, coaching, and just building the best side England possibly can be. And I think we're on a good way to doing that.
Absolutely. It's all been very interesting seeing all this New England pathway running towards the Ashes this year. So you've been named a performance squad.
Yeah.
Is that something? Do you know you're going to be back? First of all, what your shoulder injury? Can you tell us a little bit about it? Sorry, I'm gonna.
Yeah. So when I was playing the running game, I always had troubles with my shoulder. It kept on dislocating all the time. I think I did it about 8 times before it got to a point where it was like, right, you need something doing here. So I think around 17, 18, and I had surgery on it. And what got said were, this is just a temporary fix. You'll need something doing in the long term when you're older, because it's like you're so young, you can't do big proper surgery on it now. But we'll do like a temporary fix and see how long you'll last really. And it's lasted I think 8 years, so it's done well. But back end of last year, I think it was the semi-final in the league. wanting to play in the grand final. I think I come after the game and it just didn't feel right, and I just thought, no, it'll go, and then lasted for the next week, which was the grand final. Played all the way through that, and afterwards I was just like, don't feel right at all. So like, we've got a little bit of a break before England here, so it went away for a week, and then the week after we had the England training, and it came back for that week, and I just went to the England physio, and I think I might have slept on it. Funny, because it's happened and it's gone and it's come back again, so I think, I might have slept on it funny and like aggravated it a bit. So he had a look at it and he goes, oof. No, you've not. Oh. You've not. Yeah, you're not slept on that funny. You've done something there. So, I played the 2 international test matches with pretty much one shoulder. It were all taped up and just on pain relief, trying to get through the games, and managed to get through them both. I didn't expect to play for Oates in both of them, but managed to get through the games. And as soon as that last game against France in France, I was literally just like, that's my shoulder done, and trying to rehab it, get it back going, and it's just not working. So looking at possible surgery. So fingers crossed I'll be back for the Ashes series. That's what I want to be back for. Well, I want to be back for Leeds come business time at the end of the year, but that's me. Fingers crossed, and hoping for a miracle, but it's not looking likely. But we'll just see where it goes and see where it goes there. But I want to be on that plane to go in on Australia, and that's what I'll be fighting for. But if not, then it's absolutely fine. As long as it's not a World Cup year, I'm all good.
Well, you've got a little bit of recovery time, aren't you? All being well, if you can all get fixed up before that, and
100%,
good season in next term.
That's the goal for me. If not this year, I'll just use it as motivation to keep going and get over on that plane for the World Cup the year after. So I've sort of come to terms with not playing this year, sort of thing. But I didn't realise how much it would affect me until I actually watch them play, and then I'm like, God, because it's difficult, because you sat there on the side and you're there going, I know I can have make a difference in this, and I know my input could help people and affect people whilst playing on there. But as a coach, you sort of sat on the sidelines and you're like, ugh. So I was like pulling my hair out. So I can understand why people don't want to get into coaching, because it's very stressful, very, very stressful. I'll tell you that. Gosh, but no, it's a great lesson and a great thing that I can do so young, and take it and develop my game even further. So when I do come back, I'll be a better player for it. So I'm just taking the positives out of a bad situation.
Yeah, I think the best you can do, isn't it? Mentally, when you knew you weren't going to do anything, obviously you said you have the idea that I could do this if I were on there. But mentally, when you knew you weren't going to play, how did that really affect you? Did it have an effect, and what it along?
Well, it probably not as much. Well, sometimes it comes and goes. Sometimes I'll be like, all right, that's fine. I'll take it. That's easy. I'll be out. But sometimes I'm like, it affects you. Like, so it just comes and goes, and you just have to have a positive mental attitude about it, and so you don't fall in a big spiral and battle your demons, because they do come and they do get you. And it's been a long time since I have been out now, and it's going to be a longer time that I am going to be out for. So you just got to lick your wounds and keep going and keep battling and keep getting through it, and that's just mental and physical as well. So probably I didn't realise how much the mental would probably affect me, and how much it would. But now I've got good people around me. I've got a great support network at England and Rhinos that can help me through everything. So I'm in a good spot.
Absolutely, I think you are in a really good place there with that kind of level of support you can get from like the Leeds Foundation, a bigger foundation like that, and the England side as well. That's
100%.
So on to Leeds Rhinos then. Super League hasn't started yet. Been through Challenge Cup. How do you feel that the preparations for Super League are going now?
Good. I don't know what's been wrong with us in the Challenge Cup for the past few years. We've set out. We want to win every trophy we can do, and that was obviously me being playing as well. That last year and year before, we want to win everything. We want to win every trophy, and we just can't get over that hurdle in the Challenge Cup. So obviously we got knocked out to go against London Roosters, and London Roosters played on phenomenally that day. It was like a tale of two halves. I think we were 28-4 up, or no, 24-4 up or something like that. And they just came in the second half and changed the game plan and went from trying to throw the ball around to being direct, and just broke through us and scored. I can't remember how many unanswered points, but the beat us in the last pip and they got over the line, so credit to them. But it's Super League wise for us. We've sort of gone back to the drawing board, and we've kind of had to change our game plan this year, with me being out of the picture, and then Ewan coming in, and obviously he didn't get that much game time last year. As a half, he just came on to impact games and try and see the games out when we're winning. This year it's probably going to be is a big focus around him and how he can take his game to the next level, and so we're building connections on that front, and we're looking good. We're looking all right. We know it's a long year, and we know we're not meant to peak the early rounds. It's when you finish, that's when you need to peak. But no, we're looking good, and it should be a good year.
Oh, good stuff. Nice to hear your confidence on it.
Yeah.
So Ewan is a good lad. Obviously, he's been at Rhinos for a good while as well now, and he's a really nice lad as Ewan.
Hello, I'm Tom Oates.
And I'm Andy Walker. With the help of Yorkshire Podcast Studios, we'll be presenting a fortnightly video podcast based on wheelchair rugby league. It'll feature news, reviews and interviews from this wonderful sport, but we've got some exciting news about how you can get involved too.
We're looking for sponsorship partners to give Wheelchair Rugby League the awareness it deserves. In return, we can offer brand awareness to both our and your target audience through the podcast and our social media feeds.
Get in touch now to pledge your support. We look forward to hearing back from you. Obviously, he's put his hand up now for a position. Are you liking that you've got a bit of competition there? Obviously, he's in there now.
Oh, 100%. I want, if I can possibly have, I want more competition, the better.
Yeah.
Brings the best out of me. Every time, it's like at England as well. Every time you go into a camp, I go into it thinking it could be my last day, so I wanna go in and prove myself and do the best I can. And there's been years and years and years where there's been so much competition, and I'm thinking I'm out here. I'm not a part of this squad anymore. But because that's just me in my own head to think, right, I need to beat these guys in the competition. Yeah, they're my teammates, and yeah, we want each other to do well, but I want to keep my spot here, and I want to do my best I can, and I've kept that in my head ever since I got into it at 16 years old, that my place is not guaranteed here, so I'm going to fight. I'm going to beat this competition that I've got and get my spot and get that number 7 shirt, which I love, and do that and be the half back in the side, because there's been so many great players that have been fighting for that shirt and been fighting for that half-back spot in that side. And I've just been using that as motivation to sort of get me through, and had to learn to be a leader as well along that way, and do that to sort of help me cement my spot there. And that's just me trying to be a better player and better person as well, by adding that sort of string to my bow and doing it that sort of way. But it's competition's really good. I love competition. The more competition, the better for me, and I think that's what it's like for most players. Really, you want to be pushed to your limits, and you need that through coaches and players pushing you on and trying to get that spot from each other.
Absolutely. It just drives everybody, doesn't it? It drives the whole team around you.
Oh, 100%. You need to have players that are in there that are fighting for a spot, and that's when you bring the best out of, say, the main squad or first team, whatever. Is having those players that are right, boom, fighting for that spot, and when they do get the spot, they take it with both hands and do it like that. Because I know quite a lot of people that have done that in Rhinos and at England, that when they've got the spot, they took it with both hands and took them to the next level, which is all down to the work ethic and how hard they've worked and how much they've been like a sponge when it comes to listening and learning and doing it like that. And yeah, those are the sort of best players you can have in your side, is when they're just a sponge and they just want to learn and be better players. And yeah, that's why I look for as players that I want to play with and sort of make their boat go faster, sort of thing. That's what we say at England.
Yeah, definitely. So we touched a little bit on Ashes coming up. So you've got have you got a couple of warm-up matches over there before you play Australia?
Yeah, I think there's Queensland and New South Wales before Test matches again.
Are they a little bit of an unknown entity at the minute in the...
Both sides are filled with Australia internationals. So and Queensland won, I think, the last 3 or 4. I think Jack Brown were over there coaching them. He's helped them out a load. And New South Wales have got ridiculous talent going through there and some great players in there. So even if we go against them and we know it's going to be an hard game and we know it's going to be difficult because they are star-studded with international players and people that could play international but haven't yet. So yeah, it's going to be a tough game, and they're very passionate about their state. So yeah, it's going to be a tough battle over there, even with that, and then Australia as well. It's a different beast.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people will be looking forward to that one. Obviously, the big thing about Las Vegas and rugby league at the minute. I've heard little rumours that there could be some wheelchair action over there at one point. It could only be rumours though, from where I've heard it from. Have you heard anything on that?
No, I've not heard a thing. Not a thing. But if it is wheelchair going across, I'm willing to put my hand up on that. I'll be back for that. I'll tell you now. Just seeing how good it's been run for the last couple of years with the NRL, and then Wigan and Warrington going over this year.
Yeah.
Them going over and doing so well, and literally making it look like a massive festival environment and such a good environment to go across, and with Leeds going across as well next year. I'm going to have to put my hand up and try and go.
Have you been looking at tickets anyway to go over and watch Rhinos and look at?
Yeah, definitely. Well, a few of us, me and Nathan Collins, have definitely been looking at getting over and trying to watch Leeds over there. I was kind of jealous watching Wigan and Warrington go over and seeing their fans and all that love it. So if Leeds get the opportunity, I need to go. So
and there it is. This next time for the day. It does look an absolute hoot, shall we say, hoot of a weekend. But I think it'd be interesting to do a wheelchair. So they've got the facilities over there, aren't they? Some of the best facilities indoors as well to have a bit of a wheelchair match on over there. So
100%. And I think if you are going to have a sport that's going to break America and break the mould in America and probably take it over there, it would be wheelchair rugby league, because they love their physical sport and and then if you bring a wheelchair involved as well, I think that all the Americans will lose their head sort of thing and be like, oh my God, what is this?
It kind of makes sense that the sport as a whole, the whole of rugby league, every part of it really should be big in America.
100%, yeah.
It's an impact sport, and that's what the American football, NFL and everything, it's all impact.
Yep.
Yet we're going over there and playing without helmets and pads. I know I travelled over to America a few years ago for work, and when I showed them some videos of me playing rugby, they thought I were nuts. They couldn't get it how we were hitting people like they're hitting people.
That's the whole marketing campaign, isn't it? No pads, no helmets.
No pads, no helmet, yeah.
Just running against each other like that. And then I think when you bring the wheelchair over there as well,
absolutely.
I reckon when they see some of the hits, they'll lose their heads completely. So I think it definitely needs to be a thing where we go over and play, whether that's domestic sides or international sides. I think wheelchair rugby league needs to be over in there in Vegas at some stage, and like they had the women's this year, and I think it's only right we get an opportunity to go over and do that, because I'd be chomping at the bit to be able to play over there. I think it's one of those once in a lifetime opportunities, and I'd love to play. I'd love to go over there and play. I mean, just go over there in general, but I'd love to play over there.
There must be some level of it over there, because USA have a wheelchair team, don't they? They played in a World Cup.
Yeah,
There must be obviously a smaller level over there, depending on how they're picking.
I don't know what their setup is, or I don't know why. I'm sort of in the England and Rhinos bubble, so I don't really. I don't really know what other international setups are like. That's one of the things that sort of I think about quite a bit. I think. What have other countries have got it like? What have Wales got it like? What have Ireland got it like? What have these guys got it like? Because we've got it quite good at England, and I'm like, what's it like for them to be able to go out there and play for their country? Like, what's it like? So I do think about it like with Australia and USA as well. I do think, what are those players? What do they think when they're in that camp environment and doing it like that? Because for me, it's the best feeling in the world. Like going back to the World Cup, we were literally like full-time environment during that World Cup, and that was the best time of my life, 100%. Not just winning it, but just being involved in a full-time environment. From being a rugby league mad kid to all I wanted to be was a professional player, and then get chucked into a full-time environment in the World Cup with all my best mates playing and all brilliant staff. It were unbelievable. And I've left. We finished the World Cup, and then you go back to normal life sort of thing, and you're a bit like, and then you look at all the players playing full time in Super League, and you're like, God, I wish I could be you. I wish I could be you. Just going to training every day and playing on the weekend, or just playing it. It's a genuine dream, and got to live a dream for about 10 days. So yeah, unreal.
Do you think maybe one day there'll be scope for a professional wheelchair rugby league side?
I've got hopes for it. Yeah, I've got hopes for it, but I don't know when that'll come in. But yeah, hopefully I'll still be playing around that point, so I can get to experience it again. But no, honestly, I genuinely hope there's a time or there's a day where wheelchair rugby league can go full time, and you have people training full time to be able to go out there at the weekend and play at the highest level. So yeah, that's the dream, I think.
Yeah, it just seems a bit nuts at the time that you like yourself, you're playing at such an elite level. You're on BBC one day, you might be on Sky, streamed on YouTube, this and other. You've done a World Cup, but it's just all amateur.
Yeah.
You know, people don't realise what goes into playing at that level. But
it's more away from the pitch, or more away from training that sets you apart from everyone else. It's the constant training in the gym. It's the constant watching what you eat, your diet, watching your sleep, tracking your sleep, just making sure you're in the best position. So when you do train or do play, you're in the perfect position to do that. Like at Rhinos, we don't do fitness.
Right.
We don't do fitness at all. What Simo does is he trusts us to be able to do the fitness away from training. So when we do train, we get the best out of the time we've got together and the best possible time to build connections instead of just pushing for the sake of pushing. You do that away from the training, because you are meant to stay fit outside of the training, and we always get limited time training at Rhinos, so you don't want to be wasting time just doing fitness when you should be already doing that outside of it anyway, which I think that's probably why we've been so successful, is because when we have been training together in that limited time, we've made the most out of it, and we generally get every single piece out of what we do at training, and then it sort of shows come game time that I think we're probably the fittest side in the league, especially. Like, some people play full 80s just for fun, like Nathan Collins plays full 80s for fun, Josh Butler plays full 80s for fun, and other players play full 80s for fun, and it's just, the fitness levels are ridiculous. So I think that's probably why we're in that elite bracket, but not without the benefits of training full time or being paid or all that. But yeah, it's just what you do away from it that puts you at that level.
So at mid-season, what would a week look like for you then? If you're doing your own fitness in gym and then training a few nights a week, what does your week look like?
It depends on how your body feels. Like, you have to. Like, the one thing that I've learned is you have to listen to your body and listen to how it feels. And if you are tired and you feel run down, then just have a day off or do it like that. But I will be training probably most days, depending on a game day, depending on when the game is. It'll change the workload. Obviously, after a game at the weekend, you go in on a Monday, you obviously working, and then go to the gym afterwards, and be quite light, just recovery to get in, and maybe a sauna and an ice bath sort of thing to sort of get the muscles going again. And then Tuesday you'd ramp it up, and then Wednesday would be the main working week. You do your wheelchair training, because we train on a Wednesday night at Rhinos, so you do your wheelchair training, but you do the gym before and you go heavy there. And then Thursday you'd back off, prime yourself, ready to go for the weekend and play. And it's just one of those things where you're like a constant roller coaster of how you're feeling when the game, and you prep everything towards the game. And same with diet, same with food. You'll eat good during the week, and then as soon as it gets to the day before a game, you probably up your carbs, so you're ready for it. Your energy's perfect, ready for the game. And then obviously you play the game, and straight after the game you need to replenish that, and you probably, that's where you get every takeaway and every fun. But then as soon as you get back onto Monday, it's back eating good and eating nice and preparing yourself ready for the game again.
You just described, haven't you, the elite athletes week? Really.
Yeah.
Exactly what it were, like we said.
Yeah, and that's what puts you in good stead for when it comes to those big important games and big important things. And like we say this a lot in England. Like, you have 1%ers.
Yeah.
Your diet's your 1%. Your training's your 1%. Your game plan's 1%. All these 1% add up to the bigger picture and the winning the game and winning stuff. So all these 1% that you do, if you do those 1% correct, it'll all add up and it'll all create the big picture of the win. And I that's what it's stuck with my head. That is you have to do each 1%. If you do that correct, it'll add up and it'll add up and it'll add up. And if all your teammates are doing that 1% as well, then it'll all add up and create the big picture.
But that's how you stay at the top of your game.
100%, yeah.
Just 100%, 1%.
Yeah.
Right, Tom, that's been great for a little bit of insight from you there. Now, before we wrap it up, we're just going to have a little quick chat about the upcoming fixtures in the next few weeks. There isn't that many wheelchair fixtures this weekend. It's a Chance Cup weekend anyway.
Yeah.
So where we're going to do our little fixtures, we're going to throw a fixture at you. And want you to, as fast as you can,
just
give us who's going to predict. Yeah, we'll predict the winner.
Ooh.
And we'll do a little bit of practice with the running game because it's Chance Cup weekend. Are you going to Wembley this weekend?
No, I'm not. No,
you're not going down this weekend. I will be taking it running game at Wembley this weekend. So we've got.
I wish I were. I love Wembley weekend. It's a great day out for all fans. And the 2022 Challenge Cup, I got the opportunity to go to the cenotaph and lay a wreath on the floor for England Rugby League, and it was unbelievable. And then got to go when it were at Tottenham Hotspur for that 1 year.
Yeah, okay.
And all the three England captains were like guest of honour. So there were me, Sam Tonkins, and Emily Rudge, and we were all in like this VIP area in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium that's just been done up. So we're in this VIP area, and there's like a private room inside that VIP area with all glass doors and all glass windows. And we were all sat in there, and we were like, "What the hell is this? This is crazy!" And it was the chairman's lounge, and all the chairman's lounge, there's like vaults with all the chairman's like alcohol in there. So we were like, all right, what's the most expensive one? So he goes, opens it up, and it's about 18 grand bottle of wine. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, I'm like, can we have it for free? Is it all right to open that now? And he's like, no chance.
I didn't even give you a taste.
No, unfortunately not. But it was such a surreal experience that, and then we went down to sort of gift out the medals and stuff like that to the winners. So as we were heading down, it were Huddersfield were winning. So we were like, oh, you're going to give out the awards to Huddersfield now. As soon as we got down on the ground floor and pitch side, we're going to have scored. So we're like, hold on, what? We're ready to give it ready to give the awards to Wigan, to Huddersfield, sorry. And then like Wigan scored in the last sort of minutes to be able to win it. And so it changed. I'm like, oh gosh, I missed a try. Like the game-winning try, I missed that. And I'm like, oh gosh, but no, what a stadium and what an experience that was.
Just going back off on a tangent again a little bit, because you just ignited something in my head. Obviously, you got to experience that because of rugby, wheelchair rugby. What do you think you'd have been doing if it weren't for?
Gosh, I've no idea. No idea.
Do you think you'd have gone back to running game after your injury that made you start wheelchair rugby?
Yeah, I'd have always been involved in rugby league some way or another, but I just fell in love with wheelchair rugby league, and I had a choice really if I wanted to go back to the running game or if I wanted to play wheelchair rugby league, and I just felt my love for wheelchair rugby league was stronger than my love for the running game at the time, so I just went with my heart and not looked back since, and gone on to do some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I just think. It's a bit of a, from getting injured playing rugby to an absolute life changer for you, really, wasn't it? It was just like a sliding doors moment. If you,
it literally is one of those things, and if you like look back and if I would have picked another option or another thing, then it's like what could have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely is a sliding doors moment.
Unbelievable. Living the life.
Yeah.
You've lived the life. Living the life right now. Right then, so we'll go, obviously we've got, like I say, we've got Challenge Cup this weekend and the 1895 Cup at Wembley. So we'll go with first one. 1895, Featherstone versus York.
I kind of want a new winner. I want York to win that.
Yeah, it would be nice to see someone new win a try. Yeah. I've got a feeling Feather are going to do it, to be quite honest with you, but I think it'd be nice to see York. The big one, Warrington versus LKR.
Warrington.
Really?
I think Max Sneed's just going to play a masterclass.
I think now's the time.
He's been there before. He's done it for OFC twice, back to back for OFC, and I just think he's a big game player. And OKR are missing Artem Org and Ollie Gildart, and I think if I were Max Sneed, I'd be just peppering fullback all day long and just giving it just peppering, putting bombs up, and as soon as he catches it, I'll just smash him in there. And I just think Max Sneed's going to guide him to a win, I reckon.
Happy days. Also on Saturday, then, we're going to have a look at the Welsh Wheelchair Invitational League. There's only 4 sides in Welsh Wheelchair Rugby League, Invitational League, and they play all the matches on the same day. Do you know much about that one?
No.
They have one venue. There's only 4 sides, but they play both matches one after the other in one venue and then move it to another venue. It's quite a nice way to go watch some Wheelchair Rugby League, really, if anybody wants to go watch any in Wales. And they do love Wheelchair Rugby League in Wales as well.
Yeah, they do.
So we've got North Wales Crusaders versus Torfaen Tigers.
North Wales.
Oh, Torfaen gone unbeaten so far this
season. I don't really know about the
Welsh there's a Welsh one.
I'm just going off Crusaders.
Yes, Crusaders being Crusaders. Yeah. Well, I'll throw this one into you. You might not be sure of this one. Cardiff Blue Dragons versus Swindon St George.
You know what, Cardiff.
Yeah.
Back the Welsh side.
Yeah, okay. All right. We'll go with that one. Big match in Championship East happening on Sunday. Big one, this one. Bradford Bulls versus Castleford Tigers.
Cass. Yeah, Cass. I've got family members that support them, and I've got a good mate who plays for Cass as well in Louis Domingos. So.
Oh, what a player.
Yeah, he's a good lad. He's a good player as well.
He sits in the most awkward position with his feet back on chair, but he can move that chair so well.
He doesn't even know what he's doing half the time.
He's a basketball player, isn't he?
Yeah. He plays for Portugal, but national. Yeah. He's a very good basketball player and he's a very good rugby league player. But yeah, he's not all that, bless him.
I love watching.
Watching him play, I'm like, how have you done that, mate? Yeah. And he goes, no idea. I just go out there and play, and it's just like, those are the type of players that I wish I could be, because I think everything in my head what I'm going to do. and he just goes and does it. It's like same with Nathan Collins. Mm-hmm. I'm like, right, I want you to get into that position there. And he goes everywhere and scores. And I'm like, I'm trying to plan for what's going to happen in the next few plays, and trying to think of, it's like a game of chess. So I'm trying to think 3 plays ahead and do that. And then Nathan Collins and Josh Butler, for example, they just go out there and just score randomly. And I'm like, I can't be angry at you because you've gone against what I was saying and gone against the plan, but you've scored, so I can't be angry. And it's the most frustrating thing ever as an halfback, and Louis is the exact same thing. Yeah,
it's always exciting though, isn't it, to see players. Yeah. I think with Louis playing off like Gary Atkinson at middle, in a gap or anything like that, he's going to be a tough player to stop his Louis this season in Championship. We don't have a podcast episode before the Challenge Cup final, so I'm going to throw it at you. London Roosters versus Halifax Panthers.
Oh, God, this is hard. I think Halifax, but I want Roosters.
Right.
And I'm going to explain that because I think Halifax, because you've got Jack Brown back, you've got Rob Hawkins, you've got a really, really, really good squad of players there, and they've been there, done that before, and they've won that trophy countless times, and I think the experience will probably get them to win. But I want Roosters to win because, like I say, it's a new name in the trophy. Yeah. This is the first final they've got to as Roosters, and I think the players sort of deserve a little trophy there. Definitely Lewis King does. Wears his heart on his sleeve and puts 100% effort in every week, and I just think he deserves a trophy. It
will be good to see a new name on the trophy. Like you say, Halifax have got a side this year, and the Jack Brown factor's back at Halifax.
Yeah. He's an unbelievable player, one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world, and having him back over here is a great thing for the competition. And so it's nice to see him back, and nice to see him being happy and playing with a smile on his face and being a part of that. But there only should be one winner on every trophy, and that should be Leeds Rhinos.
You had to say that, didn't you?
I have to say that. I have to.
Give it a few seasons, we'll get Bulldogs in the Super League, and we'll be fighting you for it. We'll go well. Right, Tom, thanks a lot for coming in for your first episode, or for our first episode. Really appreciate you visiting. We're gonna have to find some really top quality guests now to follow you on.
No, it's gonna
I'm sure we'll have a few lined up already.
It's going to be hard to replace me.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. We're worried now. We've gone heavy for first one. We're worried now where we're going to go. So thanks for your time, Tom.
No worries, absolute pleasure.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Keep an eye on the social media feeds. We'll have the news about our next episode coming out very, very soon.